At the faceoff stripe, two of the most prolific faceoff men in college lacrosse history. Luke Weirman out of Maryland and T.D. Erlin from Albany, Yale, and Denver. Erlin, the top faceoff man in the league through 4 weeks for California. Next with 5 to shoot. Kavanaugh puts the shoulder down, defended by Cohen, saved by Chase Erlin, TD's brother. And I'll just call it McNaney style. His coach at Maryland, John Tillman, said he's immune to the ups and downs. And there's Pat Kavanaugh. He plays with some fire, and he's got the first goal of the weekend for Denver.
With all these Tewaaraton Award winners, Q, it just feels like Kavanaugh is kind of more asserting himself, and it's just very comfortable in this quarterback role and kind of taking a leadership and ownership of this offense.
I think he understands space really well on this. Denver does a good job.
Sam English, number 3 pick in the draft. Kavanaugh for 2! What a start for the Kavanaugh family. Pat on one end, Chris says, I'll one-up you on this end.
Didn't think McNaney got any movement towards the ball. He tried to flail at it with his stick.
Well, Dana, you're down on the field. How hard is it to see if you're looking in that direction?
The sun is definitely in McNaney's eyes, but speaking to the goalkeepers throughout the PLL season, they do have a lip on their helmet that oftentimes can block some of the sun, but that was a difficult shot to see because of the...
Might have brought some extra inventory.
Yeah. There's Sam Hanley. And there's a clean save by McNaney ahead to Giles Harris, of all people.
That's exactly what they do.
A quick clear. This has been fruitful for them the last couple of weeks. Kavanaugh walled off by Cohen. Out top, Terefenko. He is a threat, and he scores. Ryan Terefenko goes low left, and the Outlaws tie the game. And this has been the secret sauce for their offense.
Exactly. This is exactly what we referenced in the open. It starts with a clean save defensively. You get out, and because you clear so quickly, you can get into your early offense. So let's start with the save. There's the clean save. We're up and out. We're going to push early in transition. You can see all the Redwoods offensive midfielders get trapped. Terefenko just stays, and he's...
You say it was harder to shoot on Logan, or you?
We were just comparing like a Dylan Ward or Matt DeLuca. 6'5", 6'6", high arc. Logan.
Look out. Bundy for 2. That's automatic. If you give Bundy that much space, he will roast you.
Tempo's good. Tempo's hot.
You got to know the scout, right? Just too much airspace here for Bundy. A breakdown defensively for California. And of all the guys to leave open from 2-point range, don't leave that man.
That's why it makes sense for him to be the one of the 4 Tewaaraton winners coming out of the box, right, when he can get that head of steam. There's Justin Anderson from the midfield into Kavanaugh for another dunk, and he pays the price. That's what Pat Kavanaugh does, puts himself in harm's way. He's got 3 points in the first quarter.
So those guys have to work in tandem.
The rotation was a little late. Credit Conlon. At first blush, I thought that was up a little bit higher, but the referees were all over it. He got him kind of square in the chest, led with his shoulder.
Conlon and Kavanaugh, both class of 24 at Notre Dame.
Beautiful look.
Great pass by Kavanaugh. O'Neal stopped by Erlin. Big save for Chase Erlin.
Nice play by...
Redwoods shooting just 1 for 6 so far. Only goal was from Chris Kavanaugh, that 2-pointer. Here's English, steps in. Wow. That's a 1. Bouncers will go off this grass service here in San Diego. And Sam English has his first professional goal.
And it's another goal from that top center spot, which is a great about placement. The high bouncer just tucked under that top left corner. Gorgeous.
English's first battle for first place in the West. Here's Young rolling back, sets up Wisnauskas. I mean, they have an embarrassment of riches. We haven't even mentioned the name Logan Wisnauskas yet, and he scores his first goal, 6-3 Denver.
I like the passing. We watched this team week 1, the ball got stuck in sticks. Each consecutive week, they've had more touches and more passes on their stat sheet. They're just getting the ball from stick to stick.
And we talked about Dalton Young, a goal a game, right? So he's matched up on Tevlin. You want to support that a little bit. And Wisnauskas does a great job of just drifting or fading.
You got to get on the higher arc and try.
Shot clock down to 5 after the face-off win. Bertrand with a nice move. Charlie Bertrand denied by McNaney, sweeping across for another already.
You got to go right back to that matchup. You got to go back to Terefenko.
There he is. Regains possession, shoots, kicked away by Erlin, picked up by O'Neal, trying to find Kavanaugh. It trickles through to Bundy. He loads it up right into the stick of Chase Erlin.
So
now it's Garnsey from the sharp angle. McNaney with the kick save, and another. That one gets away from Garnsey. Back to Bertrand, last second shot. McNaney's got it all the way. And Denver takes a 6-3 lead to the second quarter. 2 men up. Looking to eat up as much of that penalty time as possible.
It's not a great turnover there. You'd rather throw that ball in the corner.
The wrong guy to give it to is McAdory. Clears it himself. Jared Connors the long pull for 2, and that's too easy for McNaney.
Awful shot selection. McNaney's stick is deeper than the Mariana Trench. He's going to catch every.
On the rollback against the short stick, Rice. Back to Pat Kavanaugh, single digits to shoot. Kavanaugh goes to the question mark, and 5-hole against Erlin. Pat Kavanaugh's got a hat trick.
And this is just a breakdown by California. It's the second time that Pat Kavanaugh has been matched up on a short stick, and there's no slide, there's no support. And
everyone on this offense is getting more touches because they're moving the ball around faster, and that is deliberate, right? In practice, they're doing something new. That's what Bernhardt does. What a shot just to attempt that by Wisnauskas, looking to beat the horn. Quick turnover, and Denver takes advantage. Again, it's Pat Kavanaugh. He has taken this game over.
White was in the crease, no goal. Game clock operator, please reset the game clock to 9:04. It will be Redwoods ball. They are not charged a timeout.
Well, they left a little
review and why the goal was taken away is, hang on a second, McAdory scores it for the Redwoods. That's his first
big
goal.
2-goal swing. Andrew McAdory, the rookie out of Duke, vying for Rookie of the Year's honors. His 7th unassisted goal, and what makes his game unique, Ryan, he can attack you from up top, he can be a wing dodger, and he's really comfortable at X. He's got the full 360 of the field at his disposal. And you put a shorty on him, you're going to pay the price.
Beautiful.
This game's got a free-flowing nature to it right now. We're going up and down. One thing I'd like to see is Brendan O'Neal become more involved in Denver's offense when he doesn't have the ball.
The timer, Garnsey's left alone.
Ouch.
He goes down. Oh. Ball is still loose. There's some carnage out on the crease. McAdory with the pickup. Shot clock did reset to 32. Malloy goes around the world and go
2x4 checks.
Another big collision, but this time Ryder Garnsey scores it for California.
He was seeing red, Quint. He had steam coming out of his ears.
You wait investigation. Find out who was it. I want to know his name, number, and license plate.
Here comes Weirman off the face-off. Erlin saw that all the way.
A huge swing, though. When Kavanaugh scores to make it 8-3, this game's getting out of control. And all of a sudden, game on again now at 7-5.
Garnsey spends more time on the ground than any other offensive player. It just seems like
here at Torero Stadium on the campus of the University of San Diego. Just gorgeous. Shot clock inside 5. O'Neal creates some space and pings the corner.
He can do things that are jaw-dropping. And that snaps a shooting slump of 1 for 21. He's the type of...
The entire Outlaws offense.
You're going to get coffee, but bring us some.
There's Van Overbeck with the shot. Erlin makes the save. In the shade. Just dust Tevlin. O'Neal the shot. And Erlin with 2 saves on that one trip.
And
here's Kavanaugh, the lefty shot. McNaney blocks it. Picked up by English. Again, the shot clock reset. In tight. That'll count. Just too much time on defense for the Outlaws as Dylan Malloy's on the board today.
It ends up in Malloy's stick, and he takes that extra step to greatness. And given that big frame, a couple guys like, am I going to make a business decision here? Maybe he's just going to let him shoot this instead.
Football dummies to work on his power moves around the pipes.
Clock down to 10, about a 9-second difference between the clocks. Wisnauskas doubled late in the possession.
And that's why teams are short-sticking Logan Wisnauskas right there. And they're bumping a pole up to the midfield.
It was a Henley. It would count for 2.
It didn't get through. There we go. Okay.
That was a Hail Mary.
That was okay. It was okay. I like it.
That was Chris Kavanaugh looking like a wide receiver in the end zone, just jumping for the ball. In the words of Anthony Kelly, screw it. We got 3 seconds in a timeout that they couldn't take with them.
If you and I were in that huddle, Drew, it'd be like, I'll hang out behind the cage.
Yeah.
I'm not really interested in getting hit by this.
AK is having a conversation with Peter Buchanan and
The matchup he likes here.
it's with Alex Smith, the short stick. Look at the speed from McAdory. He sweeps in and dunks it. Andrew McAdory, you just can't stay in front of him.
And it's a subtle thing, but give credit to Ryder Garnsey. He's actually going to clear through, and that's going to create the space for McAdory to cook. So
getting to the goal, he's really setting the table for the way California's playing offense.
And that's a breakdown
On defense.
Here comes Bernhardt, speed to Burn. Shoots and scores.
It's just really high IQ play by Tarafinko. And his two-way ability matched with his wisdom is what unlocks this entire offensive possession.
So Tarafinko's running hard from defense to offense, and he runs deep into the formation. And by doing so, an offensive midfielder, 26 in green, latches onto him. Well, later on this possession, guess where 26 is? It's on the ball carrier, Jared Bernhardt. And every day...
Connors not letting Pacino wind up for a 2.
Connors 28 in green. There's Kavanaugh, steps inside the arc and scores again. It is the Pat Kavanaugh show here in San Diego.
Having a huge, huge night. 4 goals, 2 assists right now. This is just confidence. When things are going your way, it's kind of a maybe shot. I think a lot of times for him, Ryan, maybe outside his range, so to speak, but confidence is on his side.
Now it's Malloy outside the arc. Not common territory for him. Lefty shot.
That go in
That's
or did
rare.
it kick down and out?
Oh, that one went in behind the back, but they wave it. Dylan Malloy was in the crease. So he took a lefty shot that caught the crossbar. Rebound ended up with him. He scored, but he stepped on the chalk, so it does not count. How about the move, score, win a faceoff, then go man up and score again?
The other reason why you want to go is with the 52.
Look at Hanley. What a move by the big man. Sam Hanley goes to the earth and scores in the 5-on-5.
So this is ideal for California, because if you wait it out, Denver's going to have the ball when you actually get the extra player back.
Erlin's been the best in the league for 4 weeks, and T.D. Erlin wins the faceoff. There it is, Sam English, another bouncer. Another goal for the rookie, the first 2 of his professional career. And the Redwoods within 1 at home.
Without a doubt. Having a big game, his second goal.
Weirman wins it cleanly. The kick saved by Erlin. Chase backing up his brother TD after the faceoff. Line in, it's Anderson. O'Neal, Kavanaugh. There's Anderson,
Nice
and there's a goal. It all started out of the sub game. No one picked up Justin Anderson, and he regains the 2-goal lead for Denver.
That's a hippo. That's a hippo goal. Super passing, balls in and out of sticks. Short clock extra man because of the sub game, but the generosity and unselfishness on display right there. That's the
points today. His previous career high was 4. 1 minute left in the third. And there's another California goal. Dylan Malloy talking that talk. Everybody gets a piece. That is straight will from Dylan Malloy. And that's the mascot for Brown. And Dylan Malloy is also a Bear.
And the Redwoods mascot.
Balkercell shoots. McNaney's got the answer. 5 seconds left in the quarter. Trail check by English. That was dangerous. But the third quarter horn sounds.
Keep your head on.
To have, how fast do you shoot? How quick can you get it in and out of your stick?
He wasn't showing me.
Luke Weirman speaking a quick release. 5 seconds into the fourth quarter, straight off the faceoff. Q, would you have saved that one?
No, this is deception from a Fogo that's rarely seen. I think this ultimately becomes a twister shot where Weirman.
Season for the former Maryland Terrapin, who did that a lot in college, including in some of the big moments. Over 2 minutes into the game.
O'Neal likes this matchup.
I think he can get himself involved again. Draws two. Wisnauskas is wide open.
Nice.
Skips it. That is a thing of beauty. And it's Pat Cavanaugh on the business end. His 8th point today.
Beautiful from X. He curls top side. And Ryan, as you point out, defensively there, what I'm asking for as a goalie is when we double that ball, we got to get down the backside. The second slide in that situation is coming down the backside, but it all starts with O'Neal drawn to by guys with an acceleration.
That's what makes him special, and right on cue, Jared Bernhardt just dusts the defense and makes it 14-10.
When everybody else is starting to get tired last week, he just put it into 5th gear. He's got turbo that other teams can't answer. We saw it last week. We see it again on this play. There's nothing fancy here. There's no trickery.
It's Cavanaugh and McNaney just all over it. That's 12 saves.
I mean,
Redwoods, Hanley certainly is one of them. He's camping out there now. McAdory on the pickup. Keeps his feet. McNaney with the save. It's still alive outside the crease.
McAdory got lit up pretty bad.
Here's Wisnauskas getting to that left hand. How did he put that one in? Logan Wisnauskas on the run. It's 15-10. It's a 2 from number 2, Andrew McAdory.
Monster.
It's exactly what the Redwoods needed.
Monster game for McAdory. I mean, for him to shake and bake and make things happen with his speed from the inside and then to display this velocity from the outside.
And California.
After the Andrew McAdory 2, this is a 3-goal game. O'Neal goes down, and that'll be in the best game of his pro career. 5 goals and 3 assists. Defended by Rice, feeds Bernhardt. Erlin with the save. Bernhardt, offensive rebound, another stop from Chase Erlin.
This is where fatigue's going to show up.
And down 3, you might need some guys to go two-way.
English can certainly do that. Hanley turns, and McNaney saw it all the way. Another clean save for him. He's got 14 saves overall today.
This is
O'Neal rejects the screen from Bernhardt. This is dangerous. Brennan O'Neal.
Wow.
A left-hand thunderbolt from 42.
And the reason why O'Neal doesn't wait is because of this. You tell me, do you think there's enough space here?
You see California matching up in the sub game.
Yep.
Running off. It's really a 4-on-4.
There's just,
and it can be tough to find in the pocket, off the lip and in the air.
That'll need
Harris a lot of credit for that. Here's Cavanaugh. That wrist shot, quick release. McNaney's got it.
and I thought of gone.
Shadowed by Cohen. Bernhardt just slams on the brakes. Inside to O'Neal. Ends up with Anderson. And there's your dagger. 17 for the Denver Outlaws. Spoiling the first game of this California homecoming.
Looks like 3 straight for the Outlaws. It's a new team. Logan McNaney between the pipes. Jared Bernhardt.
In your 293
Oh, yeah,
assists.
Never. Because McElroy didn't play so hot, there was no pressure on him.
There's Terafenko. And there's your exclamation point. Goal number 18 for the Outlaws.
Team's for real.
Yeah, this is a statement that this win streak is legit. We'll see Danny Logan tonight when the Atlas take on the Archers, but we'll see Danny Logan tonight when the Atlas take on the Archers, but game 1, all about the Outlaws. They play spoiler in the opener of this California homecoming weekend, and Logan McNaney moves to 3-0 as Denver starter, and Pat Cavanaugh puts together his best performance as a pro.